Speaking
That's what
of
they are.
stars, Rob, let's go to the star, and that's back to the Dallas Cowboys. Losers yesterday in their home building as the favorites to the wild card San Francisco 49ers, who both you and I picked to beat the Cowboys.
Yeah, we just thought the matchup, both of us thought, oh, no, the 49ers can beat them. I didn't like the way they ended the game, Chris, because there was a lot of mistakes by the 49ers that gave Dallas life and a chance to come back. They could have been shocked in that game.
Your boy Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan.
Terrible.
Rob, and he's an offensive genius, right? That's what everybody says, and I think he's good at that. But Rob, time and time again, even the interception by Garoppolo that gave the Cowboys a chance.
Right.
You didn't have to throw in that situation. And Rob, he will run the football down the team's throat to get a lead. And then late in the game, start throwing. And it's almost like he wants to show off. Did he have Trent Williams going in motion yesterday? The tackle?
I don't get it. I don't get it.
What? Just play it straight, man. And here's what here's a few guys out there like that, right? Brandon Staley. Oh, yep. I'm gonna show you
how smart I am. Right. I'm the smartest guy in the room.
If you win, you will get the credit. You will get the praise. Nobody's gonna care. I mean, yeah, it's nice when you can pull out all the bells and whistles, but if you win, that's all that matters, Rob. And granted, he's different because he's got such a legacy. Belichick ran the football. I don't know how many times they ran it that game, but he passed the football 3 times. He got credit.
Right.
It was the simplest game plan you could imagine.
And they won. You know why he got credit? They won the game.
Right. He didn't care about, is the media going to kill me? Are the analytics guys going to say, I'm old-fashioned. I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm a dinosaur, right.
Right. No, win the game. But speaking of winning the game, obviously Dallas did not do that. And it was yet, Rob, another example of Dak Prescott losing a game to a good team. Dak's now 1-3 in the playoffs. And when San Francisco got up, Rob, 13-0, right? Now that totally throws a monkey wrench into Dallas's game plan to run the football, right?
Right.
Now you got to throw, and Dak, and I like Dak, and I think he's got all the intangibles and stuff, but he still cannot put them on his back and carry them with his arm. He just can't. And I used to say he was a game manager with playmaking abilities. They're game managers that can't make plays. They can just be smart and not make mistakes. I thought he was a game manager that could run and have a big play here or there when you needed it, or throw a big play here or there.
But you did fall into it. You did fall into it when he had put up those big numbers. I
did say I think he's gone to elite, I backtracked on it, and I don't mind saying it.
No. I'm just saying, right, because he did put up big numbers, Chris. And I think a lot of people were like, oh, my God, look at what Dak's doing. But here we go, playoff time, and you just said it. He can't carry you, Chris. Sometimes you need a quarterback to win you a game. The defense ain't that great. The running game ain't working today. You know what I mean? I'm going to have to do this. He can't do it.
No, he can't.
And I think that's fair. I don't think that that's unfair at Dak. He's had a couple of opportunities. You just said it, 1-3 in the playoffs. It ain't like that was his first game and he just couldn't, whatever.
Right.
No, we've seen this act before, and he struggles against the better teams. And we get it. You're not going to beat the better teams all the time, but you got to start mixing in a win every so often and being able to pull it out. And I just think Dak has shown us. A lot of people were very upset. One thing I did not like is when Dak didn't criticize fans for throwing stuff at the officials. Did you hear that?
Yeah, he criticized them when he thought they were throwing it at the players. And then when they threw it, when the reporters told him no, they were throwing it at the officials, he said, good for them, or credit to them.
Credit to them. Now, Chris, that's That's not classy. I mean, you
No.
could disagree with the officials. You should never endorse people throwing stuff from the stands. I don't care. Officials, everybody's doing their jobs. And they were throwing at the Cowboys. You saw that.
I saw him throwing at the officials. I didn't see him throwing at the Cowboys, but they were okay.
There's video of fans as the players are going to the tunnel, Chris. They're throwing stuff at the Cowboys. One of the players has a helmet and has to deflect something coming.
Yeah, that was DeMarcus Lawrence.
Yeah.
But I think he even said he thought they were aiming at the officials, but maybe he was just trying to make himself feel better.
Feel better about it, right. But I don't know where do you go with Dak Prescott? Home, dinner, a show? They paid him $75 million he got. Dude.
Well, hey, I'm going to throw something at you. And let me quickly say this, because I co-sign what you said about his comment about the officials. I don't like the fans throwing stuff at the players or the officials, okay? But Dak, I think he's been a great leader for thus far in his career. I think he's been high character. He tends to say the right thing, but this time he was wrong. This was beneath him. And now maybe he was just frustrated and all that. I'm sure he was with what he thought was, they got jobbed by the officials, but you didn't get jobbed by the officials. And even if you did, it was the wrong thing to say. So he was wrong for that. But Rob, as far as Dak, let me throw something out at you. You're an advocate of the Seattle Seahawks trading Russell Wilson. And the latest story out there, Rob, is that, anonymous sources, Russ wants to look around.
I'm not. Are you surprised by that? You're not surprised.
It's just a trip.
I told you, and Seattle said that they're bringing back Pete Carroll.
If I'm in that situation, I think it's the agent. I know there was a story.
No, they're
where
linking this stuff to those guys.
Right.
You know that, Chris. All those agents are in bed with a lot of the NFL newsbreakers, right?
And so if Dak wants, not Dak, Russ, you just got to come out and say it. But here's the deal. You're an advocate of Seattle trading Russ because if he doesn't want to be there, you don't want him. Would you trade him for Dak? Both sides, if you're Cowboys and if you're Seahawks.
Yeah, but you got to get more than that if you're. To me, Russ Wilson is worth
than Dak,
right.
Yes.
Is worth more, even though he's older. Chris, he comes with experience. He comes with the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like
he's better than Dak,
I got to get right. I got to get a pick or something. Or
right,
two.
but you might get. Yeah,
but I would make. Yeah,
but the point is, with those two being the main thing.
Yeah, I would make that.
You would make if you're Dallas, I definitely would.
If you're Dallas, you would bend over to make that. I mean, are you kidding? Right. And if you're Seattle, Dak is not that old, Chris. He's a young guy.
Remember, he's taking up all that cap space with his salary.
That's the only thing. That number is bad. You're right. That's the only thing. But I don't know how because Russ takes up a big number too.
Not quite as much as Dak.
Do you know what the number is? Because we the last time we talked about
I think it's like around
Rob
35.
G said, is it 35% of the cap?
No, $35 million.
Yeah. But Rob G said it was 17% of the cap for Russ. Do we know what Dak's cap number is?
Because that would be more because he's going to be making more.
What is he making?
Be around
45?
40 once he starts getting in that contract.
If you're the Cowboys, how do you feel now with that? Like the whole way, like both of them, Ezekiel Elliott held out, right, and wound up getting paid. Dak got hurt. You didn't pay him when you could have, Chris, for like $28 million or $30.
Oh,
you didn't do that.
Yeah, we've
and
said
now,
that, yep.
Right, and now you look at where they are, and look at the two young guys they had that were going to build the organization around, and now you're stuck.
Well, the only one I'm really like, to me, Zeke is virtually shot.
So what would you do with him?
Zeke had 30. I wouldn't cut him because his hit on the dead cap money is astronomical next year. What I would do, Rob, is I would keep him and Pollard and I would make Pollard the primary back. Now I don't know, is he too small to be that? I don't think so, but I would try to make Tony Pollard the primary back and Zeke is my secondary back. You still getting paid, so shut up and take the money and do your job. That's really how I feel. And then as far as Dak, look, I think the Cowboys can still win with Dak, but you just got to know what he is. They're game managers, Rob, that win. We know this, right? Joe Flacco. And I know, and again, he was a guy that could make some plays too, especially in that run to the Super Bowl, right? He was great. But I think Dak can be that. He's got the leadership. He's got the locker room. He's got the character. And he does have ability. He's just not Aaron Rodgers. He's just not Patrick Mahomes or maybe even a Josh Allen or somebody like that. But he is a good quarterback that I think you can win with. You've just got to strengthen your stuff around it.
Yeah. I guess you got it. Yeah. Everything. Is he everything has to be right quarterback? Is that what you're saying?
I wouldn't say that.
No. You know what I mean?
But
like, is he one of those guys?
Hear you. I mean,
like
he is essentially a game man. Like I said, I think a game manager with playmaking abilities is the phrase I've always used for him.
So is he basically Jared Goff? That's what they used to say, right? That
well, he's different.
Right?
I think he's got better intangibles than Goff. He obviously can make some plays with his legs. But he's so much different than Goff. It's hard for me to compare those two.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is I do think you can win with him. But we talked about it earlier, Rob. It's so much other mess going on.
But
like I do think among all your problems, I don't think Dak is like in the top 3.
But I'm still going to go back to Tony Dungy when Dak got hurt. I mean, it came off as kind of cold and callous, right? But he said it, Chris. He said, "You remember? This might be a blessing in disguise
team, right?
For the Cowboys. Now they can get back to running the football." That's what he said. And he didn't mean like he wanted him to get hurt, but he was saying that's when that team 3 years ago, Chris, or whatever it was, when they were at their peak and they were running and doing all that, and Dak was just kind of throwing when they needed him to.
They were
right.
Was that when did they win 13 games?
That was the one, and they won the playoff game, didn't they? Win the game.
Yeah, they beat Seattle. Yeah, there's no doubt, Rob. When you don't have one of those ultra elite gunslingers, then you run the football. What does San Francisco do to win? Run the football. Jimmy G's pretty good, but he ain't elite.
Am I right?
You run the football.
If I remember, Jimmy G didn't throw a touchdown, did he, in this game? They won without him throwing a touchdown.
No. Debo ran for 1. They had 2, I believe. Debo ran for 1.
Am I right? I don't think he threw for a touchdown, Chris.
I can't. I'll look it up, but I don't think he did. I think you're right. But he played all right till he almost gave it away at the end with that interception.
That was a bad interception.
But that's what you do. Ryan Tannehill, he's pretty good, right? But you need Derrick Henry in that run game. Baker Mayfield. Now, he's not as good as Dak and these guys yet, but you need that run game. Like, that's what you do when you don't have the elite guy. And so, the Cowboys certainly need to get that run game, but I don't think they can get there with Zeke, Rob. So what would your view, like, if I'm the Cowboys, sure, if Russell Wilson falls in my lap, I'm making that trade.
Okay.
But I'm not like fretting over, we got to get a better quarterback. I do think they can win with Dak.
If I'm the Cowboys.
And Jimmy G did not have a touchdown.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I'm rethinking Dak Prescott as my guy going forward. If I could upgrade the quarterback position, I would. I think it's clear that he's a good quarterback, middle of the pack, beats up on bad teams, but a lot of quarterbacks can do that, Chris. And I don't think where the Cowboys want to go, he's going to beat some of the better quarterbacks, especially in the NFC. I don't see it. And if I could upgrade, I would move away from Dak. I'm not saying cut him, you don't have a quarterback and just do that. You got to have a game plan and somebody else in mind. But to say that Dak's going to play the rest of his career in Dallas and we're stuck with him no matter what, if I could upgrade the quarterback position in Dallas, because they have a lot of other talent.
Would you go for Deshaun Watson? Would you get rid of Dak for Deshaun?
Yeah, if he can play, if he would have paid off all those people a year ago, what are you doing now, Chris? You went from I'm gonna clear my name, I'm not settling to hey, can I write you a check? Like a year later.
Well, that was in October when he thought he might get traded to Miami. So